stand. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Fantastic. Hey, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Hey, tables over there, thank you so much for joining us. I love that those tables are filled on this side. Hello, Morton. Welcome to Print 18. This panel has become one of the must-see panels of the event. It is an opportunity to basically do a compare and contrast of all the inkjet technologies. And I actually came up with this panel because I was on what was it, the Amazon one day, and I was looking at something, and I went down to the bottom of the page, and it said, here's the one you want, and here's some other options. And I'm like, why don't they have that for presses, like where somebody could just go and say, if I like this, here are other options. And needless to say, these gentlemen and these companies don't, want to direct you to their competitors, but this is, and that's not what this is about, because I don't see anybody up here on this panel as competitors. I see them as people who want to share information about how they can best help you effectively and efficiently run your business and grow your business through their technology. Some of their technology is different than the other people. Some of their technology has similar features and functionalities, and this panel tries to get down to what are the differences, and of course, how are they helping businesses grow, especially since that's a theme here at Print 18. So in a lot of ways, that is the most important question, and we're going to start with that with HP. Who are you? What do you do for HP? And how do you help your customers make money with Inkjet? And that is not a how does it work question, but how does it manifest question.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to say...
Vahaj, you could pull the mic out and talk loud.
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak on behalf of HP. My name is Vahaj Khan, and I run the Inkjet business for HP for both North and South America. And I've been with HP for not very long, about 15 months, but I've been in the industry for a very long time, so I know a little pain about how things happen. In terms of how HP helps customers, in terms of growing their business and going profitably, we are one of the unique companies that have a tremendous resources available, both from an infrastructure perspective, marketing, and business development, that not only comes along with the purchase of the press, but also from a post-sale perspective, customers get continual hand-holding that allows them to go successful. The second biggest thing from our value proposition perspective is that HP is the one lone company we don't continue to ask customers to upgrade by buying new presses. So most of the time you see customers having to upgrade forklift every 3, 4, 5 years. In life of HP, a customer who bought the first press in 2010 still has that press running today, and they have that same functionality as what they will get today when somebody buys a new press, which means that with a small investment in upgrade technology, customers can leverage their investment over many, many number of years. So that's a clear difference in the value proposition that HP brings.
Thanks so much. Xeikon, who are you? What do you do at Xeikon? And how is Xeikon helping customers make money with Inkjet?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mark Pomerantz. I'm National Accounts Manager with Xeikon. I've been here for several years, been in the industry for quite some time, longer than I care to confess, and I've worked together with some other folks here on the panel. Xeikon is, I consider, a founding father in the high-speed, high-volume, high-quality digital color press market, along with Indigo at that time. In fact, we're celebrating our 30th anniversary as a company and 25 years in the market this year. And if you all missed that yesterday, we had some champagne at the booth, and it was a lot of fun. On that note, Xeikon has never been an all-purpose product. We don't try to appeal to the entire market. We've always appealed to a variety of niche applications that we do well. And the same thing goes in the inkjet market. We are not in the water-based, high-speed, continuous feed inkjet applications like these other companies, but we are in the narrow web UV inkjet marketplace, and that tandems well with our strong label and packaging business, but also crosses over into commercial. And how we help our clients with our products and technology is that we are unique. We can print on durable products. We can print on things, types of substrates and thicknesses of substrates that water-based inkjet does not. So it's a complementary product, not just to water-based inkjet, but also to toner products and offset or flexo as well.
Thanks so much. Canon, Michael Poulin, welcome to the panel.
Thank you, Deb. Glad to be here. Michael Poulin, I'm with Canon Solutions America, the Director of Product Marketing and Partner Programs. And Canon, we bring a lot to the table from inkjet. We've been in the inkjet business since 2007, continually growing our business. Recently, we've refocused on building pages for customers, a lot of direct engagement with customers and how to build their volumes through our professional services programs, our service programs, and our partnerships. One of the big initiatives this year is to increase our partnership and see how they can also help.
Michael, excuse me, I'm sorry. They're having trouble hearing you in the back. If you could just lift the mic up, thanks.
I was on a roll, Deb.
You were. I really apologize, but people can't hear your glorious.
Broke my rhythm.
Okay,
I'm going to start from the beginning.
Okay, go ahead. Start from again.
I'm just kidding. Really, the focus on our partnerships and helping customers build pages and onboard new applications as quickly as possible. We have a pretty strong breadth of products that we bring to bear, from sheet-fed inkjet to continuous feed, and with the newest systems attacking virtually every segment of the market. So, thank you.
Thanks so much. Mike Harold, who are you? What do you do at Ricoh? And how is Ricoh helping customers make money with inkjet?
With inkjet, okay. Thanks, Deb. Mike Harold, I'm the Director of Global Marketing for Ricoh Inkjet. We've been helping to run the inkjet business for Ricoh since the beginning. Like Michael talked about, we all started rolling here in 2007, and we've developed a pretty robust portfolio from a continuous feed inkjet perspective. We've got products that go all the way from a very simple small footprint dedicated monochrome inkjet solution all the way up to full color, high speed, direct to offset coated papers platforms that we're talking about here as well too. So a wide variety of technology, and we've also really focused on helping customers grow, and that's a transition that's happened in the marketplace. I think Michael, as Canon was an early entry into the industry as well too, one of the things that we've done early from a Ricoh perspective is a lot of the conversations with inkjet were about how the technology worked. So if you go back to 2007, 2008, it was really about helping customers understand that this was a good investment, a good technology to use. And I think as an industry now, what we're all battling and challenged with is helping customers move more and more pages to inkjet. So there's no doubt about it that the technology, if you look now, there are probably 3,600 inkjet systems installed around the world across the different vendors, maybe more than that. The task now for all of us, as the market kind of tapers off a little bit in terms of shipments of engines into the market, we're all working hard to help customers try to figure out ways to move more and more pages over. And the way that we're concentrating on that from a Ricoh perspective is additional technology that provides more support for difficult substrates, for higher ink coverages, higher speeds, better image quality. That's where we're investing, because that needs to happen in order to move more pages over. So that's a big concentration for us.
Thanks so much. When I speak at events sometime, I tell a story about holes in the wine list, that printers should look for the things that their customers aren't doing instead of trying to replace what they already are doing, because that's a harder conversation. That's when you get into commodity price wars, if you're doing the same thing as everybody else. So using that analogy, let's back this in. And what are some signs in a print shop that an investment in your specific inkjet technology may be the answer to fill some holes? You want to try Xeikon? We'll go first.
Sure, that's a great question, and that is, in general, our approach to the market as a company. So to be very specific, a good example might be for a print service provider who has a investment in customer base for retail graphics. So you're producing quarterly promotions, month in a box, all the things that include signs, documents, commercial print, and then in many cases there are specialty items in that could be a label, it could be a shelf edge strip, and those things are not necessarily require the same type of printing approach as what's done for the rest of the items in that box. So in many cases in a commercial print shop, that will be outsourced. And so we are able to help our customers bring that in-house, become more profitable, more in control. The product that has to go to the client typically has to go to many locations. There are very tight deadlines to get it there. The customers don't give you a lot of time to do it. And so outsourcing can be a challenge. And our UV inkjet allows customers to do that in-house, obviously become more profitable, provide their customers with a better experience.
Thanks so much. HP, as long as you're here, just take the mic.
Thank you. From our perspective, direct mail and especially customer acquisition has become a huge requirement by direct mailers. And what we're doing from HP is to really help them with the analytics, with the program that allows them to be specific in which accounts and opportunities they need to be targeted. And we have special hardware software solution that allows them to not only use a variety of substrates, but really create the data that allows them to be successful in generating that revenue generation.
Ricoh.
So since I have a short memory, I think the question is about holes in the wine list. Deb,
Yeah,
was that
it's
the?
about what are the holes that your technology can fill? What are the things it can do that a print shop might not already be doing on another technology?
Yeah, it's important to remember that inkjet or any production technology is just an enabler, right? It's an enabler of a strategic direction for a company. So when we were getting ready to launch Inkjet, again, this is 11 years ago, before that I went around the world and visited a bunch of customers in Europe and Asia and the US, and what we were kind of looking for was what are the holes in the wine list? What are the customers challenged with? And the thing that became very, very clear is that if a customer doesn't have a clear strategy of how they want to move their business forward, it doesn't matter what technology they buy, because it's not going to work. They have to have a real clear strategy on how they're going to take their business into the next 5, 10, and 20 years. And of course, what an inkjet solution provides, and the software and other products that go with that, is the ability to improve efficiencies, the ability to lower cost, the ability to provide higher quality applications, all of those things. But a customer needs to have that strategy in order for it to work. And so we spend a lot of times with customers helping them understand, do they have that strategy to move forward? Do they have the right idea of where their business is today and where they want to move it out into the out years? Because without that, it doesn't matter what they buy. It's not going to work. The strategy has to be there first, and then the technology comes second. So that's a big focus for us, is helping customers define that strategy.
Thanks so much. Michael, Canon?
Well said, Mike. Thank you. So from
If you could just hold the mic up, please. Thank
From
you.
an inkjet side, yeah, we have a lot of new technologies we bring to bear. One of the keys is our color grip technology, and being able to print on the offset coated medias, which I know a lot of us are doing today, but also going into new media types like Teslins and synthetics on our i300 product line, and then of course working with our partners and workflow partners to create new opportunities.
So I have actually spoken at all of your user conferences. Isn't that cool? But as I looked up, I just realized that. Which really translates to, I speak to a lot of your customers and I speak to a lot of printers. And what they tell me is that in regards to their customers, the data collection and management is actually the roadblock to this using inkjet technology to its fullest power. And this is not a new story. It's prevalent in the toner world too. We can even see it in our mailboxes. There's a lot of people out there who are not really using digital technologies to the fullest extent of it. And so my question around that is, how are you supporting customers with to help their customers with data collection and management conversations and offerings? And do you have product services partners that you can bring to the table to help really bridge this gap and get them using the inkjet to its fullest potential? HP, you're nodding. You want to start?
Thank you. Yes. So I give you one example of a customer not too far away from here. They have 2 very large inkjet presses from HP in strictly direct mail, the 5th largest direct mail customer. And we had a meeting with them yesterday. And one of their big thing was that security has become a huge challenge in that market, because customers are looking, their end customers are looking to show how is my data being integral to being protected from all these type of hacks, et cetera, that's being there. And print service providers are coming to companies like HP, and I'm sure the other folks, and our solution varying from a range of suites, including PrintOS, which is allowing customers to really manage their data, make sure that they get those data streamed into a secure area that will not be compromised in any level of data integrity basis. We have a team of professional services individuals that really helps work with the customer in firewalling the information so it can only come in one way and it won't be able to get out. So there are limits on the number of people in the organization that will only have access to that data, and really providing all those peripheral services that just is not print related, but around the press that helps the customer to justify to big banks, big financial institutions that their data is going to be protected.
Thanks so much. Canon?
Thank you, Deb. So as you know, at Canon, we have strong transactional roots, so data security, pretty much part of our DNA. And we've leveraged that, bringing it into new products and new marketplaces, really, and helping our customers manage that data. So we have a host of workflow partners that we really rely on. We bring them in, work collaboratively to with our customers, identifying the needs, where they really need to focus, and really rely on those customers to do that in our background with that deep transactional roots, I guess.
Thanks. Ricoh?
Thanks, Michael. There's actually two sides of the coin on the data issue. The first, of course, is being able to collect and leverage the data in an application, and that is a challenge. It's a challenge for customers, and it's getting to be more of a challenge because there's so much emphasis now on security and data breaches and how that gets managed. The challenge then is how do you really use it for effective marketing if it's hard to collect, if it's hard to use, and then the second part of the problem is many of the customers in the industry that we are all serving are challenged with the ability to sell the value that data provides, and that's one of the inhibitors that's really preventing more and more pages coming to Inkjet. Is because, one, it's difficult to collect it and manage it depending on who owns it and who has access to it, and then once you have it, there are many customers that are sort of challenged with how do I then sell the value of what that individual data provides. And so we do try to help customers through both of those components. Obviously, when you have personal information that you want to use for marketing or better communications, most of that is going through first-class mail. The workflow tool that we have, Ricoh Process Director, processes and manages more first-class mail in the world than any other workflow solution. So it's a tool that we use with customers to collect data, to manage data through the production process, and really give them a leg up from an efficiency, a tracking, and auditability perspective, and then also from a marketing perspective as well, too.
Thanks so much. Xeikon?
Yes, so a lot of similar things that were said, well stated by both Michaels next to me here as far as our legacy with transactional and direct mail business. So we have a lot of features built into our X800 front end, digital front end that's been around for 25 years and just introduced our 6th version of it. As it relates to Inkjet in particular, not much to add in addition to similar approach as what's been stated before, but I will extend the comments around after the data is worked on and dealt with and secure issues up front, there's still secure print related issues. And so we look through the entire process, including the front end portion of that as it relates to data, but many brands today are also interested in making sure the print itself is secure and is going to not be counterfeit and represent their brand for whatever event or requirement that they do have. So we look at the entire process from data in to print out and try and address that as one level of secure application.
Thank you so much. The gentleman sitting in the front row here with the antenna on, we lovingly refer to him as Jamie the Printer. Jamie McLennan is from Allegra, Princeton, and he comes here with the team Printerverse, and he sits here for 3 days for me, and he listens to the panels, and he helps me keep you guys honest, because I don't know if what you're saying manifests in the world the right way. He's a printer. He does know. Jamie knew the panel topics, and he has since been gathering questions from peers, from employees in his own print shop, including the operators, and we have gathered questions that are really the most important to you guys, because it's what anybody would really want to know. These are real world questions. With that said, Jamie, do you have a question for the Inkjet panel?
Yes.
Yay.
Good morning, everybody. Yes, we do a lot of cut sheet, digital, gloss, and uncoated, a lot of variable for mailings. And our pressmen want to know if we're looking at this technology, are we going to be able to run gloss and dull coated papers for the customers that we have, and will it dry, and what should we be looking for when we're looking for new inkjet equipment?
I guess Ricoh wants to take that.
Well, I'm sure the print guy was looking at me, so I figured I'd go ahead and
Jamie
answer.
the Printer.
Jamie the Printer was looking right at me. So the interesting thing is I think we all have a variety of solutions where we're trying to address the multiple media types that are out there, and how do we do that. And certainly I think what you see in the industry now is a lot of discussion about, can you go to these coated materials directly with a water-based ink? Can you pre-coat those? And I think you see both versions of that. In fact, at Ricoh, we do have both versions where you can convert a commodity offset sheet into an inkjet sheet in line, but we've also got announcements here on the Ricoh Pro VC70000 that are letting us take a water-based ink directly to a commodity coated sheet at very high ink limits, very high speeds with really good image quality. So I think in general the answer is yes. I think we would all sort of qualify that with customers to say, you have to be careful of saying, well, can you print on any paper on any device at any time? The answer to that is no, but there's typically enough work from the paper mills, so I see several here as well, creating new products, the inkjet vendors creating new products to provide wider gamuts of opportunity in terms of media support going forward. So there's typically a way to find you a solution with what you're trying to do with those applications, but typically it doesn't mean you can print any paper, any device, anytime with any speed. That's typically not true.
Anyone else would like to answer that? Okay, we'll go Canon, then we'll go HP.
Yeah, just to build on what Mike said, that is clear. Making sure you get out in front of it with your paper mills, your paper suppliers. Not every paper is good for inkjet. It's a specific type of technology, and there's better papers for it. From our end, the question specifically to sheet fed, we have the i300. We've had a lot of success with digital coated sheets, especially. Not as much with offset coated, but we continue to work on the technology to build that. With that success, we've had, as I said earlier, some success with Teslins and synthetics, so we are moving in that direction too. On the continuous feed side, we have the OSE ProStream, able to print on a pretty wide range of coated stock so far, and of course the digital, and then absolutely still printing on all of the inkjet medias. With the mills, we are working very hard in creating new medias to allow our customers to broaden the range as quickly as possible.
Jamie the Printer, from HP side, we don't want to limit the customers from a technology perspective on how they want to be successful. So the way we attack this issue is with our Indigo platform, with the 12,000, with the high resolution heads that we have, producing the highest level of quality unsurpassed in the industry today on the cut sheet format. And when you're looking at the inkjet format, yes, we have a very wide range of substrates that we can pull through. We were the first company that started the customer on the bonding agent platform, which means that customers could only get those prints on the substrate that we had the bonding agent on, to now the most variety of coated inkjet substrate. We also provide customers the flexibility to use primer. That really eliminates the issue that some of my colleagues were talking about, that it limits the level of substrate that you could go through. With the primer, you can really have any level of substrate that is allowed within the bandwidth of the print platform. So HP has a very unique way to address all customers' needs from a different application perspective, cut sheet and continuous inkjet.
Xeikon?
So of course our inkjet technology is different than the other three gentlemen. So and we're not a cut sheet provider, we're only roll fed. So in the case of UV inkjet, we can literally print on just about anything. We don't have the same type of issues that a water-based inkjet, so we are printing on specialty types of films and synthetics, of course on paper as well too. And only because he mentioned toner first, and Indigo, I'll throw in, of course, the Xeikon press that's been around for as long as the industry has existed. We can print on all papers, including offset, without any type of pre-treatment. So that's the way we've always approached that.
Thanks so much. We have time for one more question, and I'll ask it if that's okay, Jamie the printer. I like to put out these scenarios where I make you only choose one. And this probably does have a real answer, though, but based on your current inkjet customers, do more of them use your inkjet technology to convert their customers from another technology or to acquire new ones? And in either case, how are they having success doing that? As like an example. Anybody?
So for us,
Let me just let me just say it one more time. We're interested in knowing, are people buying your presses to convert people off of another technology to inkjet, or are they using them to get new customers, one or the other? I know it's both, but I want to know the prevalent one and how they're having success at it. Mike.
So for Ricoh, the early customer base was primarily toner to inkjet conversion off of digital toner platforms, because we're moving from monochrome to full color output from one digital platform to another. Now with the newer technologies, the Pro VC 60,000, the Pro VC 70,000, it's more of a combination of pages coming from traditional print technologies, so offset printing, but also a lot of net new applications as well too. So so the market has sort of changed over the years.
Okay, but it still seems like you're saying both, and I'm asking which one is more prevalent?
The movement of pages now from traditional print technologies plus net new. Yeah.
Great. I mean, that it gives people out there the idea of maybe they need to look at this if they understand how most people are having success with your products. That's why I'm not trying to pigeonhole you that they can't get new clients with your technology. Of course they can. And if most of your customers are having success at that, then they need to know that too, that it's a new business tool.
Yeah.
From our perspective, it's mostly a offset transfer, because HP technology is the widest in the plat format, which is 42-inch wide to 22-inch. Customers who have existing heat-set web offset presses who find that their run lengths are going down and it's not good business for them to print on those, they're able to use the higher quality on our HD technology with those wide presses, as well as the throughput and the productivity. So we're seeing a tremendous migration from the offset world into the digital by doing that on HP technology.
Thanks so much. Xeikon.
Clearly for us, it's conversion from flexographic printing, and in many cases outsourced flexographic printing for retail graphic providers, people who are working their way into the label applications within a commercial shop. So yeah, we are much more focused on converting the existing business, and then of course I'm going to stick with just one answer, so I won't go
I
any
like
further.
you, Xeikon. You understand how to play my game. Michael.
Oh, I'm going to give you 10
said
answers
both.
just for that.
Oh, God. All right.
So way back in the
Shut
beginning.
Canon's mic off. No, sorry.
If you're going to ask me one product and one customer, I would say the majority right now we are generating new business.
Great.
With the ProStream 1000 and the capabilities of printing on these offset medias that they've never been able to do with inkjet before, and the cost savings that they get with that, for these customers, it is primarily new business for that product.
Excellent. Thank you, guys. Thank you, gentlemen, so much. It's really been informative. I know it's fast. You don't want to leave, Mike Carroll, do you? You want to stay here all day. Information about all of our panelists is in our awesome Printerverse program. It has their websites, their booth numbers. If you're here at the show, if you're watching at home, you can go to the print18.printmediacenter.com. All of the alliance is listed there with all of their informations, links to social media and everything else you need to know. Thank you so much. And to everybody out there, really look at Inkjet. It's really cool technology and it does great things. And honestly, if you hang around these people at all, you know that that's where they're going. So it's better to get on board now and grow with them than try to jump in on it later when other people are already doing it. That's kind of how I feel about it. So we'll be back in very shortly with our first awesome Girls Who Print Day celebration. It's Girls Who Print Day, everybody.